cyber forensics, which is nothing but how to investigate hacking and how to see the hacking has happened out and how to prevent it in future. How many of you have heard about forensics? What do you know about forensics? Can anyone just tell me? Am I audible? Yes, Sriram, you can speak out. You can either unmute yourself and speak out, or even you can drop it in the comment section. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Great. Okay. Usually, forensics is known as 4 plus 6. What do you get? 4 plus 6 is equals to 10, which means 1 and 0. 1 means either yes and 0 means no. So, forensics is nothing but finding out either yes or no, whether the crime has happened or not. In forensics, there is another wing called cyber forensics. So forensics involves a lot of stuffs like fingerprint analysis, like DNA analysis, like ballistics, etc. Like this, now a new dimension has come into picture, cyber forensics. So today I'll be telling you what exactly happens in law enforcement agencies, in the police departments, and in the courts. How the cyber crimes is happening and how it is controlled and how it can be prevented and what are the things which you need to know when you are entering into industry. It is not only for the, like arts background or other students. Science background students have to have it because cyber forensics, there is a wing in every company, whichever company you take, because every company, when they are using digital devices, there is a crime happening. Today, there is no crime where there is no use of digital devices. So today our major discussion would be on first on introduction on cyber security and cyber forensics. So cyber security is already done. So we shall move on forensics. So and the need for cyber security and forensics, the process how the cyber forensics is going on, and demonstration with some case studies. So how many of you have been the victim or have you heard about cyber crimes? Most of you might have heard. There is even a famous series of Jamtara also. बट द जामतारा सीरीज व्हाट दे हैव शोन इट वो तो बहुत पुराने लेवल की क्राइम्स है. नाउ दे आर आल्सो अपग्रेडेड, दे आर आल्सो reaching on another level. So we prevent such crimes? We can only prevent it once we know how these crimes happen. So to basically tell what exactly cybercrime is, cybercrime is nothing but a crime where it is being done by the usage of any electronic devices, electronic or electrical or digital devices. So that is nothing but a cyber crime. So cyber crime can be divided into three parts. So first, that is what cyber forensics, as I said, is a branch in forensics itself. So cyber forensics, it can be categorized into three parts. The first part is computer forensics, where a crime is being committed by the usage of a computer. Then comes mobile forensics, where the crime is being committed by the usage of mobile. In previous class, I said you how to find out whether your laptop is being hacked or not, whether your computer is being hacked or not, or whether your phones are being hacked or not. Similar way, the third category is network forensics. How this network forensics involves investigating how the crime has been taken place usage by the usage of network. Now, network. How many of you think network or internet are both the same? Is there any difference between network and internet? Yes, Harsh, can you tell me what is internet? What is the difference between internet and network?
Sir, network and internet is not the same thing. Internet is just a small part of network.
Inter
When
Okay, go ahead.
When many systems are connected, then we can call it a network. Means network can be called anything when a bunch of systems are connected, then we call it a network. But internet is not that. Internet is a part of network, but internet is not network.
Okay, I think you said the reverse way. Network is part of internet, whereas internet may not be always a part of network, but internet is a
Uh,
network.
yeah, sorry,
So
sorry, sorry. Yes, yes. That's what.
basically to say is network is nothing but a connection of two devices. You take a wire and connect two devices, it becomes network, but it doesn't become internet. But internet means where such connections of wires, like two devices, three devices, so many connections of wires are connected to one common network. So who provides internet? I'm not asking the service providers
Service
like Geo.
providers.
No, 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 no. That is, yes, that everyone knows. That is like Airtel, BSNL, Geo, and all. But how do they get internet?
Form of waves
Oh,
or electric
then
electrical.
can't you get internet on your own if they
So
can get it?
we need to set up a very large basis. Like we need to transfer
Yeah, that's
from
what.
one
Who sets
place
up
of
that
Earth to
large?
another place of Earth. So we
Yeah,
can theoretically do it on our own, but that would personally take a lot of budget.
right. But that is not done by the present ISPs. Already,
Okay.
it has been done by an organization called ICANN. So ICANN has connected the whole world with wires. So what these Airtel, BSNL, Geo people do is they just take a wire and connect it to their network. So if you see the world map, where and all there is sea borders or ocean borders, everywhere it has been connected through wires. So that is nothing but a network. Can you give me an example of a network which is not an internet, which you use in your daily life?
Sir, like if we
Connected
connect,
to a
if I connect my
is
computer and laptop together with a wire, or if I connect my phone and
great.
laptop with the
Yes,
Wi-Fi hotspot, then that is a network.
that is a
Or
network,
if through
right?
Bluetooth, if I
A
connect, then
Bluetooth.
that.
Exactly. Bluetooth is a best example. Another one is your
Landline.
share it app. Previously, I don't know how many of you are using still. Share it app is
Walkie talkie.
yeah, walkie talkie is also a network, right? Other than that, your hotspot is also a network, but not an internet hotspot. If you just create a hotspot, that will become a network. Your ATM machines is network.
Radio.
In
Yes,
offices, there are servers. Are those also
Sir,
networks?
walkie talkies.
walkie talkies. Yeah, servers again. Yeah, servers is basically internet based as well as your network based. There are both.
Basically, LANs can
Basically,
also
your
be called a network.
just imagine your SIM card. Your SIM card, it is also a network through server itself, but that is not internet. But internet is again different. It comes in SIM like GPS, GSM. Sorry, that is like 3G, 4G, and 5G. So before when your landline is also like it is internet like connected. It also has servers, but you cannot use the internet in landline, right? So that in that way. So basically, so what I meant to say is network forensics, where the crime happens through network. So usually cyber crime happens with the involvement of these three things: that is computer, that is mobile, and that is network. So we need to first categorize the crime into any one of these categories, then move on to proceed with investigation. So these are the types. Now, do you think there is a need for forensic investigation? Yes, definitely there is a need for forensic investigation. If today, if anyone comes and tells I am a hacker in India who is working with the police department or anything, don't believe them. I always say, do not believe whatever people say. Do believe whatever people show. That is, people they do the demonstration. So in India, if you consider who is a hacker, the hacker is the one is whose reports are being accepted by the court of law, any court of law in India, like an expert witness. You might have seen in movies, like the doctor does an operation, then he goes as an expert witness to say whether the patient committed suicide or is it a murder or anything. Similar way, cyber forensics also, there is an investigator. So if that particular person's report is being accepted by the code, then he becomes an expert. So if you look at in India, there are very few people. I am one among them. That's a different story. If you see Ankit Fadia or anyone who say, they are all self-proclaimed hackers. So you have to always ask them how much of your reports are being presented in court and been accepted by court of law. If it has been accepted by court of law, then you can consider them as a expert. So forensic investigation is very much linked with the court of law. You should have a bit of legal background also. So usually I'll tell you what happens in a forensic investigation. Now, for example, let's take the recent one, the Bollywood star Sushant Singh murder. Sorry, the suicide. I don't know whether it is a murder or a suicide. So looking at the media news, even I said it by a mistake as a murder. So considering the Sushant Singh's case, just imagine it happened on June 20th. So on June 20th, immediately forensic teams comes to his home. So what do they do on that particular spot? That is known as forensic investigation, because because he has a mobile, he has a system, he has a Wi-Fi, he has lot of electronic gadgets in his place where he's been dead. So you have to find out each and everything. So there is cyber forensic investigation as well. So you take any case today, it may be murder, it may be kidnap, it may be any threatening call, it may be anything. There is an involvement of phone or a digital device or a computer or anything. So what do they do in forensic investigation? First thing is they identify the crime, whether it is a computer crime, whether it is a digital crime. Now, how do they identify is if there is both computer and mobile, then they consider it as both. After that, they collect the preliminary evidence. Collection of preliminary evidence in the sense what and all devices are there, they collect it out. They collect it and they don't carry it as it is to the lab. Because if you carry a mobile in a metal box, automatically due to magnetic radiations, the hard disk might be corrupted totally. We have seen such cases. So for that case itself, what we do is we carry another bag called Faraday bag. So if you are swiping even your ATM cards within 100 meters, a hacker using a software can find out what is your username and password, because it's all electromagnetic radiations. So for that itself, what you need to do is you need to carry Faraday cover or Faraday bag for the cards. So once you put your card or mobile inside Faraday bag, none of the radiations will be entering it. So there is no possibility of like manipulating the data. So that is the thing. After you collect the preliminary evidence, you need to put it in the Faraday bag or Faraday box. Then is obtain court warrant for seizure. So you have to have court warrant even if you have to take any device into your control. For example, if tomorrow if any police people comes and ask your device saying that you require for investigation, you need to ask for a warrant. Police people cannot directly take it out. Then you have to do a process called first responder procedure. This is into legal background. I'll not cover it out, but just remember, first responder procedure is like they call it as panchnama, then they call it as complaint, FIR, charge sheet. That is all legal background. That is not that will become another class itself. So just remember these steps. Then you need to seize the evidence at the crime scene, then transport it to the forensic lab, transport it with the safely. So you need to wear gloves, you need to have Faraday bag, Faraday box, each and everything. Then you need to do a process called imaging and cloning. I'll come back to this in detail. What is imaging and cloning? What are the steps which you need to, like the skill set if you have, how you can go into companies. I will come into this. We call it as bitstream copies. So let me move to the next slide. I'll come back to this slide later because let me cover it out. Let me move to the next slide again. These are all the further steps. So these are the stages of cyber forensics investigation. So the first step is known as acquisitions. Tomorrow, even if you go to a company also, there is some sort of crimes happening because there are certain fake emails which has been transmitted. There might be certain like a Facebook post which has been shared by multiple people of yours. It might be pornography content. So how to stop such things? How to know about the things? What and all you need to do immediately? Those are the things I'm going to cover it out. So the first thing is cyber forensics. When you're doing it out, when you're doing an investigation, you need to do the acquisition. then analysis, then reporting. So these are the 5 steps which we do. First is identify, then preserve, because you cannot do directly an investigation on that. For example, if a person is dying out, you need to first rescue him. So here also, when there is a device in the picture, you cannot directly open that device. What you need to do is you need to do a process called cloning. Cloning, I'll tell you what exactly it is. Nothing but creating another device itself of the same copy, but it is different from copying. I'll tell you what is the difference in a short while. So till now, is there any doubts? You can ask me.
Yeah, sir. Can I ask a doubt?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, while we are, I mean, like, doing problem analysis, and then
Hmm.
suppose if there is something cyber attack that is going on, but
Hmm.
that attack is powered by, I mean, like, proxy servers, not
Yes,
one, but a lot of proxy servers. So
right.
while we are retrieving information of the source of the attack,
Hmm.
how do we proceed with the proxy servers? Because if there are a lot of proxy servers, then it is, I mean, like, we are unable to find out the original address, I mean, like, original address of the attack, right?
Yes, that is the present scenario, present the negligence done from the police department. Now, like when they should make a law, and in certain countries like in US and all, even if you use VPN also, the police people can track where the VPN was, mean first activated. So that technology they have it. They have made the law so strict there. But in India, unfortunately, it is not so. Today, if you use VPN, you're totally safe.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay.
So does that mean it is possible even to flush out the every proxy server that is being used, and then we can retrieve the source of the attack, right?
Yes,
Okay, sir.
exactly. But even India has the technology, but to a limited extent. Just imagine
Excuse me, sir.
someone threatens PM Modi, but immediately they find it out who it is. How do they do it? Because if it is up to they have some limited sources where they can find it out. But it cannot be done even for a common man also. Yes, sir. Someone else was asking me
Excuse me,
something.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So, like, in cyber forensics, do they or can they also retrieve the data that was deleted on a device?
Yes, yes. I'm coming to that point. What exactly is cyber forensics? There are 9 domains in it. I'll be covering it out.
Okay, sir.
Data recovery is one among them.
Sir,
Excuse me,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Yes.
Sir,
sir,
you
can
you told that VPNs can be tracked in US. So do you mean that we cannot use Tor in US, or is it illegal, or is it being tracked?
No, no,
Because
no.
I
You
don't
see,
think Tor can.
Tor also they can track it out, but that is a different matter. That is called darknet and deep web. I'll come to that topic in this session itself. How it is. It's not that US also can track each and everything, but they are stronger than us. That's all I meant to say.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
sir, can private companies serve for the forensics for the government?
They can, yes, they can do it, but court has to accept it. That's a bigger thing. For example, if you see, there was a Katwa rape case. First, they said it was not at all a rape. It went to central for CFSL, that is ma'am. I think your voice was totally breaking. If you could repeat your question, it would I can address it out.
So my question was that whether the private companies serve for the forensic purpose for the government.
Yes, they do serve it. That's what even like our company do the same service also for that. But we need to take a court this one permission from it. If court permits, then only the investigation can happen. Without court's permission, you cannot do it out.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay. So usually these are the tools, the hardware tools which we use for cyber forensics. You can see there X-ray, Celebrite. These are all the hardware tools. So I'll be telling you what each hardware tool does, what exactly you need to do if you have to go into law enforcement agencies, what are the skill sets. The salary is also very good. Even a police inspector, experienced inspector will not get that much salary. You can get it out as a fresher itself with this particular job. So the first thing is these are the 9 domains which is involved in cyber forensics. If you know these 9 things, you're easily. Now, knowing these things is very easy. Even actually not a technical one, non-technical person also can learn this, because this is just usage of tools and softwares, drag and drop options, and using your analytical brain. That's all. You don't have to have any coding background or anything for these things. So the first one is known as cloning and imaging. Let me go to the previous slide. So cloning and imaging. Have you heard about cloning? Anyone of you? What is cloning? What is the difference between cloning and copying? Can anyone tell me that?
Sir, in cloning, whatever changes the user makes, we can also see those changes.
What about in copying?
Sir, in copying, the changes that already, the things that were already there, we get those, but the new changes, we do not receive those updates.
So if you clone, okay, no. Even in cloning also, we can't do that. Once it is cloned, you get only till at the time you cloned what it is, you get it out. After that also, you will not get what is cloned.
Copying is some data,
Cloning
but
involves
cloning
cloning.
is getting some information, डिट्टो कॉपी कर डिट्टो इंफॉर्मेशन निकाल, जैसे एटीएम कार्ड क्लोनिंग होती है, और
हाँ
कॉपिंग
वही
इज
तो,
टेक्स्ट
कॉपिंग
कॉपिंग.
और क्लोनिंग से क्या है, फर्क क्या है?
It in
कॉपिंग भी
cloning,
ऐसा ही है ना?
it can act like the actual device in cloning, like
Yeah.
as
Copying
if it
also,
was the
then what
same
is the
device.
difference? No, copying also, then what
Excuse me,
does
sir.
it do? Yes, sir.
Cloning is retrieving information that includes the source too, but copying is just taking out the information without having any
No, see, I'm telling you,
without.
I have given you one hard disk. It has some content. Now tell me the difference between cloning and copying in that.
Sir, cloning will also copy the imprint of the device.
We'll copy the.
Like when we use phones, that phone has a certain imprint of its own that is unique to that phone only. So I think
Yeah.
cloning can also copy that also.
What happens in copying then?
Copying is simply copying a data. It's a new phone and means you can recognize that this is a different phone. But in
Yes.
cloning, you can't recognize that this is
Right.
a certain different
So
phone.
the major difference is, in simple words, if I have to say, for example, take 8 GB pen drive, and you have a data of 1 GB in it. So if you are copying, only the data will be copied in it. But if you are doing cloning, the whole 8 GB pen drive, bit to bit of that pen drive will be copied. So if you have to do a cloning, you have to have the exact size of the same device, another device. You can see the image. There is one hard disk. If I have to do cloning, I have to have one more hard disk of the same size. So it will not only copying means only the data will be copied in it. If it is a 8 GB pen drive and it has 1 GB data in it, only the 1 GB data will be copying. That is known as copying. But if it is cloning, the whole 8 GB pen drive will be cloned into another 8 GB pen drive. So that's the difference between cloning and copying.
Means what difference does the empty spaces make in copying and cloning,
Because
sir?
empty spaces is, for example, in that 8 GB pen drive, someone might have deleted any data. So you
Okay.
can retrieve it out.
Okay, so
But
the
if you
memory
do
that it was
copying,
deleted will also be cloned.
yeah, obviously, because you're
Okay.
creating another device itself of the same
Okay, sir, got it.
category.
So we
Sir,
can carry
basically
through on
means
the device that we do on that original pen drive.
So basically, you cannot do investigation on the original pen drive, because while doing investigation, you might delete the data also, right? So that is the reason what you need to do. You need to do a cloning and imaging of that device. Then you have to
So,
investigate on that.
sir, when we delete any data, then is always a memory of that data which remain in the device. In the
Yes, there is again limitations for it. I'll come to the deleted data part in the next slide itself. So now I was telling on this one, imaging. So always when you go to crime scene, or when there is, if you go in your corporate, if you go to a company tomorrow, if you are doing an investigation there also, what they do is, you have to do, the first thing is imaging and cloning. You have to create another device of it. It may be any device. So even in Sushant Singh's case, that was the thing which forensic science people did. What they did is they cloned it immediately. But where did they clone? Not on the spot. What they did is they put it in a Faraday bag. They took it to lab, then they cloned it, then the original was set aside, it was preserved. Then the cloned copy was like it was investigated. They removed it, they started doing deleted data recovery, manipulation, everything. That is how it is being carried out. So clear between copying and cloning?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So this is the first thing which everyone has a skill set. Now, before doing this, there is one more thing we called right protection, which we need to do. So, how many of you have heard about right protection? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Utkarsh,
Sir,
can you tell me what is right protection?
It
So, like,
prevents any
sometimes
external sources to write data on the disk or something.
Yes, correct.
exactly.
So what do you mean is, like, as we human beings have fingerprint which is very unique. No fingerprint matches with another fingerprint. Similarly, every digital device has a unique character which we call it as hashing or hash keys. It's nothing but encryption algorithm. For example, take a pen drive, it will have one hash key. If you insert it to any laptop, the hash key changes. So the hash key, when it comes in contact while working, it will be changing. So through that you can find the last access time. So basically, if a pen drive is found in Sushant Singh's case, just imagine pen drive or mobile. Before police coming, someone has come and erased the data. So what the police will do, whether it is being done by them or not, by seeing you cannot find it out. So they take the phone, they do write protection, and they find the hash key. So when they find the hash key, they will find the exact time when the device was last accessed. Clear with this? Any doubt?
No, sir.
But I have a doubt, sir. Hash keys can be, hash keys can be like cracked, right? So what if we change the
No, no,
hash
no, no.
key?
That is different hashing.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that is
okay.
different. You're talking about password hashing.
Yeah. I got confused. Sorry.
Yeah,
Excuse me,
this is
sir.
not password hashing. This is known as hashing algorithms like MD5, SHA1. Those algorithms, every device has its own hashing. So if you insert a device or if you on it or turn it off, the hash key will change, just like fingerprint, and it will not match with any other device any other time also. So through that you can find out when the device has generated new hash key, it means at that time it was accessed. So last access time you can find it out.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
In this case, what is a right protection tool, sir?
So right protection, the tool name itself is right protection tool, as you can see in the image. So if it is USB, you'll connect the USB port. If it is SATA port, SATA is a port cable. If it is a power cable, you will insert it to that particular port. And you will do a write protection. So once you do write protection, what will happen is court will ask the police, what is the proof that you people have not manipulated? So police will tell when it is write protected, hash key will not change it at all. You can only see the data, you cannot do manipulation. There is
Okay,
no
sir. Now
new
got
hash
it.
key generated. That is the reason we need to do write protection. Clear?
excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can we access only the recent hash value or the previous hash values as well? For example, if the criminal committed
very
the crime.
recent hash value, the recent hash value, not the
Okay.
all the hash values which has been generated.
Imagine someone mistakenly made some changes, so the previous hash key might have been lost.
Sorry, sir, your voice is. I mean, there is a background noise. You can just repeat your question. I
So
couldn't hear it.
imagine someone from the police by mistake made some changes in the disk, so the last
Uh,
hash key would have been lost.
yes, it has been lost, and the court will not at all consider it as a report. That is the reason primary investigation has to be carried out very well. That is why even if CBI comes also, if the primary investigation, if the hash value has been manipulated, totally wrong. Court will never accept it. बंदा छूट जाएगा कोई भी crime करे तो. So that is the reason forensics is very important.
And sir, by putting this right protection tool, we only see the value and we will not manipulate it.
If you have to avoid manipulation, that's why you should do right protection.
Sir, say the police changes the hash key by mistake. How will the court become aware that the hash key has been changed?
That's what court will see at what time the seizure has happened. And if it has done the write protection on the spot, then it means police has not manipulated. If the write protection is done later, it will show the last generated key, last access time. For example, now in Sushant Singh, June 20th, they take the device. If they have not done write protection on the spot itself, and if they have done the write protection on June 21st, court will not at all accept it.
Okay, sir, got it.
That is
Sir,
it.
is there hack of
If we have,
this tool also?
Sorry, again, there is a noise.
Is there hack of this tool also? Because everything is hack.
See, again, yesterday I said you the concept. If anything has to be hacked, there needs to be two things. What are those?
One is radio
Communication.
Protocols.
Yeah, radio
and
communication. Is there any
protocols.
radio communication here? Wireless communication?
And one is
Communication and protocols.
Protocols. Yeah. Is there both the cases here? Both the cases are not here, right? Because it's not a radio communication, wired communication. So it cannot be hacked here.
okay, sir.
sir, if we have a hash key of any device, then what we can do from that? Like if I have a device which has a hash key of this
So
particular
I
time,
can tell you at last when the device was accessed, when the device was on. I can tell you that.
and if I have a hash key of some previous time, then what can I do from that key?
From that, at that previous time, that time you can tell that it was accessed at that time. That's all.
Okay,
So
at
how
that
can
time the hash
we
key
know
was-
this time's hack key? I
Can
mean,
we
it
tell
will be
in
lost
which
when
device
will
it
be
was
generated.
used?
Sir,
One
how
by
does
one,
it
one by
record the
one, please.
time?
Yes,
How does it record the time that when was it last accessed?
that's what exactly. Now, last hash key is generated at 6:27 p.m. It means 6:27 p.m. This device was accessed last.
So this time is
It
the
takes the
time
time
that
from the
the
device, like
computers are
laptop.
local.
Yes, yes. From the device itself, the device is programmed by
If I
default
change
like
the
that.
time
If
to
I
previous
change my
year
date, then that will also change respectively, sir.
local
No,
time,
it's not like you. Can you change the GPS timings? No, right?
So if I
See,
turn off internet time and I put up
if I have
local
it's
it
not
time,
on
written in my
internet.
watch,
It's on mobile processor. That's the reason. Even if you turn on internet, also it will be processed.
so
So you have to change the processor itself. If you change the processor, you cannot use the device only. So any device, it has been programmed like this itself, microprocessors.
So we can adjust the date and time of the operating device.
How can you do that?
जैसे डेट एंड टाइम चेंज करते हैं उससे
yes,
फर्क
sir.
नहीं पड़ता.
नहीं,
Settings
ये
we
वो
can.
ये ऐप का डेट एंड टाइम आप चेंज कर सकते हो. मोबाइल का जीपी मोबाइल इंसर्ट प्रोसेसर का नहीं.
Okay.
That is all.
So what if there is already a real-time clock errors in the device?
If it is errors, you can find it out again. That's what. But there is no such errors where you can find it out.
Yeah, I mean, like, if there is no synchronization present for the device to synchronize with the correct time,
Then the device
then,
won't work, right?
but if the functions that are not related to internet or networks, then the device maybe there is a chance to work, right, without
Then it won't be a
synchronizing.
mobile, right? Take the mobile example, where
Yeah,
where you're using. In that case, you take. You're giving me hypothetical case. If in such a device, yes, you cannot do.
yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay, sir.
Yes, that way.
So is there a way to recover the previous hash keys? Like you
Yes,
said, the
there are
recent one.
few. There are technology. There are technological devices, but not 100%, and not to all the devices. Only to certain devices, to certain extent, we can do it out.
Okay, sir.
That is all. Okay, we shall move on to the next concept now. So we learned imaging and cloning, then write protection. Then comes mobile data analysis. We call mobile forensics itself. So we have certain softwares using which we can certain devices. Just if you plug it on, it will completely pull out all the data. You might have seen lot of devices also. Like now there is a new cable called 0mg cable in a hacker RF website. If you go, you can see it. If you just insert the cable, your whole phone data will be pulled out, just like a charger cable itself. If you just insert it, it has a Wi-Fi module in it. The cable it will pull out all the data and store it and send it to the server. So such kind of similar technology is mobile data. So if you find a mobile in the crime scene, so they take it out first, they put it into Faraday bag, they do a write protection, then they do imaging and cloning, then they pull out all the data like previous history calls, WhatsApp messages, Facebook messages, each and everything they pull it out. Then they start identifying as shown in the screen. If you can see in the screen, like SMS, inbox, when it was called, who called, at what time, what was the message, was it been sent by the person or received by the person. If you can see at the last corner, it will show the hash time also. So at this particular time, this particular message through this particular hash, it was generated. So this is how you do mobile forensics. So this is the third skill set. So if we come back to my previous slide, so we have covered now 3 skill sets. The previous one, the 9 skill sets. Let me go back. To here. If you see, cloning and imaging is done, then write protection is done, mobile data analysis is done. Now the concept is data recovery analysis. So data recovery involves like deleted data or the corrupted data or some data where you cannot access it at all if it is password protected and all. Such data where you can remove it out. Just come back to the screen. I'll just explain it to you. Just give me a moment. Let me come back to the screen, the same screen. So deleted data, you can get the deleted data, but only on one condition. For example, in your computer D drive, you have some pics. You have deleted it. You can recover it even after 10 years. But within that time, you shouldn't have copied any other data or any other photo or any other things in that particular location, which means to say there should be no overlapping. So if there is overlapping, even the next moment also you cannot recover the deleted data. Did you understand the concept? Or do you want me to repeat it? Okay.
Can
Great.
raise your hand if you want to be repeated. It to be repeated.
Okay. So deleted recovery. So which means to say if you deleted data recovery is possible only under circumstances like, for example, you have a system in D drive, you have some photos. It has got deleted. You can recover it until and unless before recovering, you shouldn't have copied any file in that particular same location, that is D drive. So if there is no overlapping of anything, then your deleted data can be recovered. If you have already copied some file in it, any music file or anything, then it cannot be recovered. That is how it is. Clear? So even your WhatsApp messages can be recovered, even your Facebook messages, Instagram messages can be recovered. There are softwares like Celebrite where you can do it. You recover. There are plenty of softwares which you can use it out. So that is deleted data recovery analysis. So this is one more skill set which if you carry it will be very useful. Then the part is audio video forensics. Now audio video forensics is nothing but like CCTV footage analysis. If you remember in 2016, the JNU case, there were slogans raised by some set of students and like against the national integrity, so they were arrested. But when they went to court, they got bail. On what basis? Because what is being shown in the video is right, but the audio is not at all matched up. So you can literally match the video and audio. Like you can even create a mixage of video and audio files. So to avoid that, how to do, you need to do analysis itself. How do you do such analysis? It's nothing but simple. How do you do it? It's nothing but audio video forensics. So how do you do that audio video forensics is what I have mentioned. That is nothing but a cyber forensics category. So next one is incident response tool. Incident response is nothing but collection of all these activities at the incident what you need to do. Now the next part is CDR analysis. CDR means call detail records. So this is the trump card of the police people. So now at what time you have been called or at what location you are being present, that is being found out by police instantly, because the rule is any service provider, it may be Airtel, BSNL, Jio, they have to share it with the police department, and only with the police department, not even military, not even any other organizations. So automatically they will pull it out, CDR data. So this is a technology how to, even if you get a data also from one tower, there is around 6 lakh phone numbers. How to filter it out? You have to write your own programs like C programs and use filtering techniques and all. So that is known as CDR analysis techniques. So that is one of the skill set of cyber forensics investigator. And the last one, let me go back to the my previous slide itself. That is this is the slide, password recovery tool. So password recovery tool is certain, like mobile, if you get it also, it will be logged. So how to open such logs, or is some document, PDF document, it has been encrypted, it has been password protected. So using certain tools you can recover all the things. So it may be a normal file, it may be an internet and network passwords also, that is Wi-Fi passwords. Using certain devices you can you can break it, you can reset Windows passwords. I have shown you as a demonstration itself. Then you can do a this one, you can also encrypt it out, like using softwares like Veracrypt. Then you can, even if the memory is also encrypted, you can recover it out. Basically recovering passwords, like iPhone passwords also can be recovered. So that particular skill set you need to have it out. How do you do that? You should write your own scripts, you should write your own codes. So this is how coding is also used in cyber forensics. So these are the broad 9 things which we use it for cyber forensics. So let me go on to the few more image. I'll show you the device images. So where you can see what exactly is cyber forensics. So I'll just go on a little bit fast because these are all just the pictures. Move on to the next slide. So these are all the hardware pictures which we use it out. So that's what I said. Cell phone forensics is not computer forensics, because there is a totally different way, because cell phone is different and computer is different. So similar way. Now we shall go on to the another topic called darknet and deep web. You might have heard about it, but I'll tell you in deep what exactly is darknet and deep web. How many of you know what is darknet and deep web? Tell me, what do you know about darknet and deep web?
Sir, it is the part of internet that cannot be accessed by the regular browsers.
Regular browsers, how?
Sir, we need a dot onion extension for
The
that.
web from
One
where
by
you
one,
can
one by
get
one, please.
the
Dark web
by
is
one.
that part.
hack the system.
So dark web is the part
Sir,
which is
it is
not
used to,
by the browsers.
sir, the illegal version of the web.
Okay.
Sir,
So
I think it is used to secure
Dark,
some data from other people
right,
or
sir,
all
other
of you,
community.
Security or
what all of
darknet,
you have
like
said
Sir,
is
Sir,
it is
like
used by
deep
terrorists
web stores
or
bank
something.
credentials, other things like that. And dark
correct.
web is a completely illegal version.
Correct. So what you have said is, yes, there is legal as well as illegal in this. I'll tell you what exactly is advantages, disadvantages, legal, illegal, everything here. So darknet and deep web. So darknet is nothing but a network itself. In darknet and deep web itself is there is something called internet. So it is hardly 4%. What we are using is 4%. Beyond that, there is a lot of things. For example, yesterday I showed you an example of how to check whether our emails are hacked or not. How do you check it? Have I been pawned? How is that website working? That website comes to a conclusion saying that this particular email ID is hacked. How? Because it has found it that in darknet your all your email ID and passwords is been breached out. So in darknet, these are the concepts which I'll be covering it out. It will be like surface web, deep web, dark web. What is the difference between darknet and deep web? Examples. What are dark web crimes? India's first darknet case, the networks accessing it, cryptocurrencies, and a lot of other things. So let me go on to the next slide. So first thing is surface web, whichever we people are using, where anything through a typical search engine you can find it out, like Google Chrome or Safari. You type anything, whatever you get, that is known as surface web. This is hardly 4% out of 100. Next comes is deep web, where things which through your typical search engines cannot find it. For example, government data or some libraries, some important informations, like it may be government secrets, it may be terrorist activities, all these things. Then comes dark web. It is a small portion of deep web. So remember, dark web is a part of deep web, not deep web the part of dark web. So small portion of deep web is that it is intentionally hidden and made inaccessible, which means to say you can access deep web even if you have some skill sets. But dark web, without dark web people's permission, you cannot access it. So this is the difference between surface web, deep web, and dark web. Let me go on to the next part. What exactly is darknet? That is what I've said. It's part of the deep web itself. So the famous like internet destinations it is. So the difference between darknet and deep web is being given here. It is nothing but a greater part, and this is one more part of it. That's all. So let me move on to the next slide. So example of darknet is there is something called Silk Road, which was found in 2011, where it's a huge market where pornography contents are available, drugs are available, your a lot of your banking credentials, as your people said, are available. Everything is being sold out there. Terrorist activities are there, child pornography, lot of things are happening out there. But who does it? Who does it? No one knows it because everything is anonymous. They use servers and all. I'll come to the in the further slides. What are exactly the servers which they use? What are the email IDs which they use? What are the search engines which they use and all? So this was an example of darknet. So let me move on to the next one. So let me move on to the next slide. Give me a moment. Yeah. So there is advantages of darknet also. So let me come back to the previous slide. Yeah. The advantages is called whistleblowing. What do you mean by whistleblowing? Any one of you? Whistleblowing is, for example, the 2G scam or CWG scam and all came out. How did it come out?
कोई ऑफिशियल फाइल लीक कर दे फॉर द purpose of benefits of
Exactly. Like there is some
citizens.
informer who gives some information, but he doesn't want to reveal his identity.
Yes,
That
sir.
person is known as whistleblowers. So for whistleblowing, this is an expert market. So if you want to find out any information or if you want to give away some information, so this is how the Pentagon secret was leaked. So WikiLeaks was leaked. Then on later stages, they found out it was Julian Assange. So that is whistleblowing. Then is secure drops. So certain like high technical hierarchy people like Satya Nadella or those CEOs and all, they don't use normal phones or anything. If they have to send some confidential information, they use some secure applications, just like WhatsApp, their own WhatsApps. So those are known as secure drops or newsrooms in darknet itself. So this is being used by terrorist organization itself. They don't use Airtel, BSNL, SIM networks and all. They have their own networks. So Naxalite people also, they don't use their own Airtel SIM or BSNL SIM in their area. So what they do is they have their own service providers. That service provider is nothing but newsrooms. So where you can, there is something called fire chat. There is something called their own Facebook core. These are all the things. These are the advantages which you can use it for whistleblowing for good activities. Now, what are the activities which will be happening in darknet? These are the activities like doxing of VIPs. Doxing is nothing but demanding or blackmailing. Then your PAN card, BIN, payment cards are for sale. All your fraudulent accounts, proprietary source code, dumping of database. So everything are available here. So these are all the activities in darknets. Now let's move on to the disadvantages of darknets. Obviously, you people know what exactly are the dark web crimes, like murders happen, blackmail, extortions, drug sales, arms sales, sex trafficking. All these things are happening it out. I'll be sharing you this PPT. You can completely read it out. Let me move on to the next content. So India's first darknet case, it was found out in 2018. That's by NCB, Narcotics Control Bureau. That was a drug trafficking case. So imagine 2011 itself, darknet started. In specific, it is 2008 itself. But we found out the first case is 2018 because we don't have laws or technology constraint how to deal with it. Even we didn't have certain technology also because when 2008 2611 attack happened, at that time how the Pakistani people were giving information to Kasab, it was through technological satellite phones. Our Indian government, we didn't have the technology to intercept that messages also. So after that itself, there was new wing which came into picture. A lot of things technologically changed the whole dimension itself. Now the first there was three kinds of war. War was on land, that is through army. One was for navy. One was for through air force. Now it is the fourth version of war, which is cyber war. The fifth version of war will be space war. The sixth version will be bio war, like corona or anything. So this is one of the dimensions of warfare. The third world war has already started because most of them have started already hacking like this. Information is the one which is very key to it. So who are the persons who are in darknet? So it might be military people, law enforcement people, terrorist people, illegal as well as legal people. Both are involved in it. The Naxalites, all these people, left-wing extremists, all people are available here in darknet. But you don't know who are the ones. There are even a lot of fake people also. So the main thing is known as onion networks. Now, why is it impossible to track them? Is because they have their own servers, better than Google. They have placed every servers in every different companies, every different countries. So all the countries back up them. We call it as shadow governments, which they protect them. So if there is a crime happened in that particular country, if you want to go there, you have to take the country's permission. Certain countries will not at all give you permission. For example, it is like Russia. Certain parts of Russia you cannot enter without the permission of Russia. So those are all darknet areas. So like this, 96% of the web is nothing but darknet itself. So let me move on to the next one. How to access darknets? So there is certain email IDs and search engines which you need to be subscribed to it. So only in certain times darknets are available. I'll just go on to the next slide. Which are those? So these are all the darknet web email providers, which is known as Proton Mail, Torbox, Bitmessages, RiseUp, Clockly, VFE Mail. Lot of these are all email ID providers, like Google, Outlook, how they provide their emails. These are all the email ID providers in darknet. After this, then is the search engines. These are the list of search engines: Torch, DuckDuckGo, Grams, TouchGraph. Just like Google search engine, these are the list of search engines. So the next part is the currency part. Let me move on to the next part. Cryptocurrencies and darknets. So usually cryptocurrency is nothing but it's all digital currencies. Just like how you do Google Pay itself, they have their own payment systems which cannot be tracked at any point of time. Now how it works, that is a big complex one. Just think, it cannot be traced out at all. So in certain countries, even certain bitcoins are legal, which means cryptocurrencies are legal. Bitcoin is a part of cryptocurrency. It is not a cryptocurrency. It is one of the cryptocurrency. Bitcoins is just a name. For example, just like among currencies, pound, rupees, dollars are currencies, Bitcoin is one among them. There is a lot of other cryptocurrencies also. So how do you get it? In certain countries, they sell certain things like called for 1 hour. This particular, what do you mean? Credit cards, temporary credit cards are available. You have to purchase that. Then you have to. Then those people transfer bitcoins. Then they do it. In India, highly it is illegal. Even if you are involved in Bitcoin transaction, these three laws are applicable to you. That is Payments and Settlements Act, Money Laundering Act, and Unregulated Deposit Schemes. By default, it will be done. You'll be penalized for it. So how to purchase bitcoins? These are the three websites which are used for purchasing bitcoins. Why I am telling you all these things is, if you find anyone involved in these activities, kindly go and complain it to the nearest police station. That is cybercrime police station itself. You have even apps by central government. Directly you can put a concept called zero FIR. You don't even have to go to police station. Automatically they will start investigating. So you have to be aware of all these things, because you'll be the victim one day if you don't know these things. So let me move on to the next slide. So usually darknet is run through a servers called blade servers, which are high technical servers. For example, the least configuration of a blade server is 64 GB RAM. 64 GB RAM. And using this, what happens is, anytime you can erase the data from anywhere. This is such kind of blade servers. And to set up a blade server, for 15 minutes, you have to spend 3 lakhs. After 15 minutes, the blade server will be expired. So in this way, they do the crime, they commit the crime, and they will be anonymous, because even within 15 minutes, you have to catch the criminal. It is impossible because you will not know at all they have used the blade server or not. This is how it happens. This is the next step of proxy servers. Even the US also can't break it out. But it is used by even the law enforcement agencies. For example, even military people use it. There is something called zero-day vulnerabilities. Now, I showed you yesterday in CVE details website what is a vulnerability. Now, the vulnerabilities, any product you take, you get vulnerabilities in CVE details. There are certain vulnerabilities which are not at all known to even the developers. Even Google people don't know. Even Windows people, they don't know. Such kind of vulnerabilities are known as zero-day vulnerabilities. So these are the vulnerabilities which has been found in all your darknet market. So if anyone goes and pays money, you will get that particular code. If you use that code, so WhatsApp will be hacked, or else it won't be hacked. So after you purchase and you use it, then WhatsApp people will get to know it. Oh, there is a bug in our system. Then they will put an update. So this is how it happens. Every update has a history of zero-day vulnerability. So where are these? For example, if you have to see the zero-day vulnerability, let me go on to the next slide. There is a website called Zerodium. Let me move on to the next slide. I will take up the question. I'm just at the concluding part of my presentation. So this is the website. If you just go here, even if you find any vulnerabilities, you can just sell it. They will pay you in lakhs if you find any vulnerability. You will get an exploit also. Recently in this website itself, there was a vulnerability. There was a code which is for sale. If you purchase it and if you use that code, what happens is if you send a WhatsApp call to anybody's phone, if you just give a missed call, WhatsApp missed call, the person who receives the call, his whole WhatsApp data will be hacked. So that was such type of codes were available there. So that is happening in zero day. So to know more about darknet, and if you are more curious, go through these movies which I've given it out. So by this, I think I can conclude my session. Now I'll be taking up your doubts. Go on asking me.
Please show the last movie slide. I want to take a screenshot.
I'll be sharing you the PPT itself. Don't worry.
Sir, what are servers?
Sir,
one by one, please. Yes.
sir,
What
when
are
you
servers?
What are servers? Server is nothing but another computer itself where lot of other computers are connected to it. So through server, you can access other connected systems. For example, WhatsApp.
sir,
Now we are using WhatsApp multiple users. All the multiple users are connected to one device. That is called server. That is WhatsApp.
sir, when you say about the memory recovery, that
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Sir, can formatted data be recovered?
Format? No, not at all. Depends again on the devices. Not on all devices, formatted data cannot be recovered. Certain
Like on
devices,
an HDD
it can.
drive?
So after being
Depends.
deleted, in
On
what form is
HDD
it
drive
present
also
that
to
we can
what
recover it, sir?
So one by one, let me finish the answer to that person, then I'll come back to you. Hard HDD also, it depends, not in all circumstances. What amount of data, what at what time, everything depends on it. But there is possibility.
sir, when you say about the data recovery that we can recover data after 10 years, sir,
Yeah,
in
if it has not been accessed, or if there is no data copied in that location.
so is that means that, sir, every data we store in a device is
No.
is made a copy or a cache is made and is stored on a server which is by default is store the data on
In
a server.
server only cache. Yes, WhatsApp like that will be there. Not every data will not be stored. Certain particular apps, certain that apps information will be stored, not your whole information. For example, you are using in your phone, you are using WhatsApp. Only WhatsApp. So in WhatsApp server, you'll get only WhatsApp data, not the Facebook data.
Like, sir, if I have a 10 GB data on a hard disk and then I delete it, then after 10 years I will recover that, then the
So
whole
if you have not at all copied anything in that location, then you can recover it.
whole 10 GB data.
Yes, if you have not at all copied anything in that location, definitely you can.
Sir, but sir, for recovery, we need the data is present anywhere, no, sir. But I delete it.
That
So
is what I
is that
said you. Even if you delete it, it will be there till another file is being copied in that location.
Sir, in
Excuse me,
what
For
sir.
form is
example,
it
in
present? Sir, in what form is it present
Sir,
that?
Sir,
yes,
I
ma'am.
didn't get
I'll ask your
from
questions
which
one by one.
location. Sir, for
Uh,
data recovery, I'm just continuing the 10 years question. I didn't get the point. What location means actually?
okay, for example, in D drive, you have stored the 10 GB data. For example, imagine in your computer, any location, D drive, E drive, or F drive.
Drive. Okay.
You have drives, right? E drive, F drive, and all in your computer.
Hmm.
In that location, you have some 10 GB data. You have deleted it. Take it as D drive. Did you understand?
Okay.
And if you have deleted there, you can recover it even after 10 years. But the only condition is in D drive, you shouldn't have copied any other new file.
Okay.
Sir, if we copy
Excuse me,
a
sir.
file with a different name, still I'll not be able to recover that old one. With a different
If you
name, if I
copy any
copy.
file, no, you cannot recover it.
Sir, even
Excuse
if
me,
the
sir.
drive was totally fresh and completely empty at the beginning.
Doesn't matter. If it is completely at the beginning, if you have copied any file after deleting in that location, then it cannot be recovered.
Okay, sir.
So in
Sir,
our
and
day-to-day life, we are hearing regularly about some data breaches and privacy in chatting networks such as WhatsApp and all. So how can we be secured by all that? That all data.
See, that is why I'm telling you, use it. See, WhatsApp and all cannot be hacked so easily. If it is hacked, see, from your end, you be safe. That's all we can be up to. If the servers are hacked, we cannot do anything. It's not under our control. But in our device, if someone sends any like a rootkit or backdoor or ransomware, don't execute those files. Don't share unnecessarily some things. That's all. Whatever is in our control, we can protect. But if WhatsApp servers itself are hacked, you cannot do anything.
Okay, sir. So in your opinion, which is the best one for messaging and all?
No, anything you use. That's why I say if servers are hacked, you cannot do anything. WhatsApp is the best. See, it's not about best thing. If everyone are using WhatsApp, you also have to use if you have to
Yeah,
communicate.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay, sir.
The
Thank
only
you, sir.
thing is, as much as possible, use it in a wiser way and a less appropriate thing.
Thanks, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me,
What are
sir.
the
So only
that
only
the
recent
hard drive?
deleted data can be recovered. Only
So,
recent data deleted can be recovered.
yes, sir. Only until unless it is copied in that location,
Hmm.
then
Excuse
it
me,
can be
sir.
recovered. Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can you
Sir,
please
what
highlight
are
the new
the
prospects of cyber
can recover
forensics?
that
sir,
drive?
is accessing dark web illegal in India?
Accessing for what purpose it matters.
Like normally just browsing through that.
What will you browse there?
Like
So
the
excuse me,
chatting.
sir. When we
You,
use Tor, are we directly using the
no,
darknet
sir,
or
one
are
minute. Let me answer one person's question, then I'll go on to it. Yeah, Thakur, you were asking a question. Go on. Let me finish Thakur's doubts, then I'll take the next question. Yes, sir.
so I was asking that when we are using Tor, are we
Yeah,
directly using the darknet or are we using the deep net
not
and
at.
darknet is just a part of somewhere?
It is just Tor is just a part. Through Tor, you can use other things.
Can I use deep net with Tor?
Yes, you
Okay.
have to use it with Tor itself.
Sir, also about that mobile, in the nine things you told, there was something about mobile, sir, like
Yeah,
when message came, when all that came. Is that about the notifications or even when the notifications are off, it reads that?
even with the notification also.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what are .onion sites? Why these sites were different from the .com sites?
That is the thing what I said here. Those are all different service providers. They have their own servers where they don't even expose it out. That is what I said you. They have their own email IDs. They have their own search engines. They have their own network. Blade server, I said, right? In certain countries, they have their own network.
Sir, if they have the email IDs, then they can't be tracked by the email IDs or
See, how will police also track email IDs? Now, if you are using Gmail, police can go and ask the Gmail. But if you're
Like,
using darknet
like
email ID, where will you go and ask in darknet?
if they go to the service provider,
That's what. Do you know who is the service provider?
no.
That is the reason.
Sir, if we access darknet as a novice, like if every one of us, most of us are novice in these terms. So if we access darknet or deep web, is there a chance that that virus will get hacked, or maybe some ransomware
Definitely,
will come?
definitely, definitely. If you are using darknet, obviously they'll make sure that whatever the way how you are accessing the dark web, it means they are allowing your device, so they will take control of your device. That is the reason I'll tell you. Most of them they do the same thing.
Sir, I have found that my email ID is found, but after changing password, it's not removed.
Try it out again. That's all I can say. I have not checked it out. If I have checked it, I could have said another solution.
Sir, I have heard somewhere on internet that there is a thing called Mariana's Web. What is that exactly? Is it hypothetical?
What is it? Can you repeat it?
Mariana's Web.
Mariana's Web. Can you even? I have not heard about it. Can you just tell
Actually,
me
some
some?
videos on YouTube are telling about it that it is the deepest web that can't be accessed by someone.
I have no idea on that. Frankly speaking, I just know this much about darknet and deep web. Even I have not
Excuse
heard
me, sir.
about it. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Sir, can we access surface web using Tor?
Yes, obviously. Surface web is the normal web which you are using.
Sir, but won't it pose the question of anonymity while surfing on
Yeah,
the surface web?
anonymity, you'll be anonymous again. But again, if they find out who is Tor, obviously even you'll get to know. But that is all. You can access surface web. When you can access darknet, obviously you can access surface web.
Okay. So using the DuckDuckGo is not illegal in any sense.
Using is not an illegal. For what purpose you use it, it matters.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So as you mentioned something about backdoor, I have seen that the backdoor can be, I mean, like included in any type of file formats. So,
Yes.
how do we identify that if the backdoor is kept in a form of a text file or some PDF file?
That is what yesterday I showed you. Virustotal.com, a website.
Okay.
Whatever you get it out, upload it there. You'll get to know it.
Yeah, and one more doubt, sir. If you are connected to, while you were telling about networks, I got it out that while we are connected to a network, for example, say some Wi-Fi network, and some attacker is sitting on the same Wi-Fi network as I am using the same Wi-Fi network. So if he, I mean, if I mean, like he scans for the vulnerable devices present in the Wi-Fi network and then secretly sends a backdoor over the Wi-Fi without any the backdoor need not necessarily be an application file or like any file, but the backdoor can be also without any file, right?
However he sends it, what is the issue? What is your
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, my question was that how to prevent that backdoor from entering into my device,
That's
even
why
though my
your
device is one.
your antivirus will block whenever it is entering to your device. Your antivirus will get to know.
So does that so if I have an active antivirus, then if I have an active firewall, then you say that my device is not vulnerable.
Yes, again comparatively, not 100%.
Okay, sir.
Sir, is buying bitcoins in India illegal?
Yes. Free food
Any
and
kind
bed
of
for 3 to 5 years in jail.
Sorry, sir, can you repeat it? I did not
Free
get it.
food and bed for 3 to 5 years in jail.
And any kind of
So why
cryptocurrency.
is it
Sir, even for
illegal?
the purpose of like we buy stocks, even for that purpose, is it illegal or the transaction?
What purpose you use it? What purpose
No,
will
sir,
you
not
use for
not
Bitcoin?
using it, sir. Like we are keeping it
Yeah.
for now, and when the prices hike up, we'll
Why
sell
will you
it. And
keep no, that's what. Why will you keep that?
so it's a kind of a stock, right? Because the
It's not recognized by
price
SEBI or
increases
it is not recognized by NSE. None of the stock exchanges.
But
Sir,
the
only
founder of Bitcoin came to
that's
India,
not
but
true.
he was not jailed. But the one who is buying are jailed.
What? Can you repeat your question?
the Bitcoin founder was there. There was a popular
Who is the
case that
Bitcoin founder? Do you know? No one knows
the
it.
Nobody knows.
CEO, the
So
CEO,
some
CEO.
company was there.
There is no company like that. Who said it? The Bitcoin founder is a person is named as Santoshi Nakamoto. We don't know who is he also. It is just a name given that some person.
Okay.
There is no CEO or anything for it.
Sir,
Sir,
only
you have career
sir, only
prospects in
Bitcoin
cyber
or any
forensics, how
cryptocurrency.
to go about making a career
One
in
by
cyber
one, please. One by one.
So
I'm not
there are
able to
other
share.
cryptocurrencies also. So are all those too illegal? Like Ethereum is there and others.
In certain countries, it is legal. For example, in
No,
North
in
Carolina,
India.
you can Bitcoin is totally legal.
Sir, sir,
India, sir.
But in
I
India, it is totally illegal.
sir,
Okay, okay.
recently I come to article in which cryptocurrency is given Pi currency like, and
Hmm.
said that is a Indian cryptocurrency. Is it? So maybe it is a
No, 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 nowhere. Government Indian means it should come from government. Government nowhere it has allowed it out.
so there is at present there is no cryptocurrency in India which is legal.
No, not at all. India has only one currency, that is rupee.
So can you please highlight the career prospects in cyber forensics and how do we go about building a career in cyber forensics?
Cyber forensics again, the same way is one is you take. We have certain courses in LMS in our platform itself for cyber forensics, but for cyber forensics, cyber security is also mandatory. That is like a bridge course. Once you do that, we will. That's what all these 9 things which I showed you: imaging, cloning, right protection. We have all the demonstration through it. So after doing that, you can then go to companies like Deloitte, EVA, everywhere. Every company has a cyber forensics wing, but there is only limited people. They take only hardly. Now, for example, if they're taking 100 developers, they take only 10 cyber forensic people. That is the reason. But the package is huge. They will the freshers package itself starts with 8 to 10 lakhs.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
yeah, if the cryptocurrency is not recognized by any of them, then why it
Sir,
is
yeah,
used?
please be a bit louder.
If cryptocurrency is not recognized by any government, and why it is used?
Sir, please be a bit louder. I couldn't hear you the second part of the question.
You can
Why?
also write your message in the chat box.
Excuse me, sir. Like I've heard that American government funds Tor. Like, do we know how exactly it funds Tor?
How exactly in the sense they might? It's just like Reliance. They have how Modi gives some funds to Reliance as some project. Similar way, yeah, like USA people, they will fund the Tor people.
So like there is a group of people
Sir,
who
like
actually.
that's illegal, na? Actually, giving funds to a
Where it is
illegal dark web.
see, government
Actually,
can do anything for the security reason. If government does it, it is not illegal. If common people do it, it is illegal. Police people can go and kill any person. That is legal. But if you go and kill a person, it is illegal. So it is
I
like Americans are not American people are doing it. American government is doing it. If American people do it, it's illegal.
excuse me, sir. We have some questions in the text box. What is the name of the site?
What is the name of the site in the sense which is the site?
Site to check backdoor entry.
That is virustotal.com.
Virustotal.com. Okay. Is antivirus necessary for Windows 10, or if then which?
Antivirus, I would suggest Avira. Use the antivirus with the updated one. Don't go with the free versions.
Okay. And the next is, sir, I have found that my email ID got pawned and it's not removed after changing password. What should I do? This is asked by Ankur.
That's what. Same thing. I answered it out. The thing is, change the password again. You might have used a similar kind of password, which has already been hacked. Use a totally different password. So far till now, you have not at all used one. You might have used the previous password itself.
Okay. I ask all of you to write your questions in the chat box only, because that saves time. Also, there is one question related to protection for Mac.
Protection for Mac itself is a protection to say it out. It's only highly protected one. But again, same thing. One thing is there is device safety and network safety. So device safety, don't worry, Mac is totally safe. But when it comes to network safety, again use antivirus and firewalls.
Okay. Other than like Avera, other antiviruses can be used like McAfee.
Yes, that also can be used. If you ask me personally, I would use Avira. You can use Kaspersky, McAfee also, but use the updated ones.
Okay. Pratham asked, email ID on dark web servers cannot be hacked? Question mark.
Now even I don't know about that. If you people are using it, then we can know it is hacked or not. Darknet email IDs usage itself is a crime. Even if you use such the email IDs which I've listed it out, the law enforcement agencies like NIA and all, you will be under their scanners. They will be monitoring you.
Okay. Singhampalli Sai is asking, sir, there's no demonstration today. I mean, will there be any in the next session? Sir?
Certainly for cyber forensics, we have to show the demonstration through hardware. So unfortunately, we cannot do a hardware experiment in this topic.
Okay, so will there be any tomorrow? Maybe one or two?
Like no, for cyber forensics part, this one it will take even lengthy time because each, if I have to do an imaging of 8 GB pen drive, it will take 2 to 3 hours. So it will not be useful. You can go and check it out in our site. We have certain videos. You can see it out. On the next session, I'll be covering on what exactly happens, the IT companies, what they do for protection. We call it as VAPT, that is vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. That I'll be telling it to you with certain demos.
Okay, so I hope this answers your question, Sai Sumant. The next one is from Thakur Abhishek. Is Windows 10 Defender good enough to save?
Not at all. Please use another one. Extra antivirus. I would say. I would suggest you.
Can't a government take control over dark web with the help of good level hackers?
Again, it depends on now. If one government stands, another two. All the governments should support. It's not with one. It's not in the hand of one government. There is 205 countries. So all the countries, if they support, automatically it will be eradicated.
And from what I know, like this the thing FBI started this dark web thing, and they open it for public so that it will be easy for them to exchange information. So I believe governments will be in reverse supporting the cause.
Maybe, yeah, some governments support. Russia people won't support at all because United Nations has passed a resolution called Budapest Resolution, but still it has not been ratified. So it depends again.
Yeah. Utkarsh is asking, I changed my password from a 12-digit one to a 25 characters, totally new one, but it still shows I have been pawned.
Then it means already now what you are using it's it has been hacked lively. That's all.
Okay. So Tanmay has also shared the link for reverse engineering Infosec courses. You can check it out, and uh, like okay, the next question is it illegal to open sites on any other browsers which are banned by government on Google? Can government track it?
Government can track it. It's not illegal. For example, I got the person who's asking his intent. Using VPN, you might have been accessing certain sites, but again, if it is considered as illegal itself. But if government starts trying to arrest everyone, I think the whole country will be arrested in such a case.
Okay. Next question is from Sai Sumant. Sir, I registered for PEH in your course 4 days back, but still it's showing that there take 24-48 hours to approval of this course.
Yeah, it will take 24 to 48 hours. You'll get the this one approval. If you have not got it out, just put a mail to info@reverseengineering.com with a screenshot. It will be done.
Okay, so you need to take a screenshot and mail it. Tanmay, can you text the email ID here?
Yeah, it is info@reverseengineering.com.
Okay. What does it mean by hacked lively?
Lively in the sense now you are changing the password automatically. In which device you are trying to change, that device is hacked, and through that already if you even update it out, your automatically your updated password also is being sent to that hackers.
Okay. Manish is asking पता कैसे चलता है कि our mail is hacked. So
वही बताया
I
था
guess
ना.
this has been
Yeah.
answered.
Yes.
Means the recording will be available with you, so you can check it later on also.
Yeah.
Next question is okay. No more questions in the text box. You can write some more if you have. Otherwise, we can finish the session for today. Okay, no more questions. I guess you. Okay, there are some messages. Just a minute. Sir, in the matter of file recovery, the file should not be copied in same drive or same path. Like if the file copied afterwards, but not in the same path.
The new file should not be copied, I said.
Okay, so like your point was that there should be no changes in the drive.
Yes.
What Harsh is in doubt is like if in drive there are 3 folders and I deleted one file in the first folder, but I haven't copied anything in the first folder, then can I recover it?
You can recover it, but in that particular drive itself, if you have not copied any new things. But if you have copied anything newly, automatically it will be deleted. I mean, you cannot recover it.
It is not same path, it is the drive. There should be no changes made in the drive after that deletion.
Yes.
Any other questions? From the sessions, what I got to know is that people are enjoying it. They want to learn more about it, and especially this kind of knowledge is not locally available. People do not teach it, or the cyber security. This awareness is really low. So the sessions, they are meant to increase your interest, so that in case you want to pursue this career further or you want to learn these things, then you can you can take up on these courses or learn some new things and the profession as well, if you want to.
Yeah, and one more way is usually that's what we set up something called Center of Excellence Lab. But again, if the college permits from your end, what we do is we have our own hardware which we have done it out, which we have created as like these courses itself. We'll be updating it out so that all the students who have registered in that Center of Excellence Lab in that college can do the practical experiments automatically. So we are doing this in a lot of institutions. So even if it is possible from your end, please speak to the right authorities and let us know if we could do it out.
Yeah, we will try our best for this, as it will be beneficial to the students only. What are tools for data recovery?
Data recovery, there are like a lot of tools. Like Recover is one of the tool. RECUVA.
Okay.
That is one thing, and one more is I will share you the PPT itself. In that you have the link actually.
The PPT for the session will be shared with you all after the session, the first session and the second, both of them. Okay. So do not worry about that, and the PPT has a lot of names, so it will be helpful in future. Any other questions? Okay, if there are none, so the next session will be from 6 to 7 on 26th. I mean, a day after tomorrow, and uh, we wish that the footfall is again the same. You guys come with enthusiasm and complete the third lecture and the session, the third boot camp as well, third workshop for boot camp. Sir, can we trace live location using any tools?
Live location, that's what. If it is internet based, you can do it. If it is SIM card based, you can't do it.
Okay, so you can do it internet based, but cannot do it SIM card based.
Yes.
So
If it is SIM card based, it should be done through police only.
Yeah, police can do it, right?
Yes.
So I guess this is all for it. Now some thank you messages